Being afraid of your own vulnerability is what keeps you trapped in the past.
The world loves a free man, not because they respect him, but because they can use him. If you are accessible, you are consumed. If you are always available, you are taken for granted. If you give your time, your loyalty, and your energy without a price tag, do not be surprised when you are treated like a discount bin at a clearance sale. There is a brutal economic law that governs human relationships, and it cares nothing for your good heart. It is the law of supply and demand. When the supply of you is high, when you are always there, always replying, always helping, the demand for you hits zero. You have been taught that if you give more, you will get more. That is a lie. That is the slave morality taught to workers, not the strategy whispered to kings. The truth is that humans only value what they fear losing. They only value what is expensive. This isn't about playing manipulative games. This is about applying the laws of luxury economics to your personality. To reclaim your power, you must stop being free. You must become a luxury good in a world of cheap commodities. First, you have to admit that you are on sale, and it's time to close the store. Phase 1. The paradox of value. Adam Smith, the father of economics, grappled with a paradox that explains your entire social life. He asked, why is water, which is essential for life, virtually free, while diamonds, which are largely useless, are incredibly expensive? The answer is scarcity. Because water is abundant, it is taken for granted. Diamonds are rare. Because they are scarce, they are worshipped. Look at your life. Are you water or are you a diamond? The reliable one, the yes man, the emotional dumping ground. He is water. He is essential to the ecosystem of others. They need him to listen, to help, to accommodate. But because he flows freely, they flush him. They cancel plans with him last minute. They dump their emotional garbage on him because they know he is an open container. He thinks he is being a good person. In reality, he has created a surplus of himself. He has flooded the market with his own presence. The exhaustion and resentment he feels is the predictable consequence of this oversupply. To become expensive, you must become a diamond. This means you must become useless to those who cannot afford you. This requires you to kill the part of you that craves immediate validation. You must audit your availability. How quickly do you reply? How often do you say yes to things you hate? Every instant reply, every sure, no problem, is a discount coupon. Stop it. Create a drought. Let them thirst. When the water stops flowing, people don't shrug. They panic. They are suddenly willing to pay to get it back. Phase 2. The velvet rope walk past a luxury boutique. You see a locked door, a bouncer, a line. You see friction. Now, walk past a superstore. The doors slide open automatically. Which one commands respect? We value things that resist us. This is the psychological concept of effort justification. If we have to work for something, our brain rationalizes that it must be valuable. You have been living with automatic doors. You need to install a velvet rope. Friction is the art of being just hard enough to reach that it filters out the low-value people, but enticing enough that the high-value people will jump the hurdle. How? 1. The no default. Your default setting must become no, unless you give me a compelling reason to. This hesitation is not rudeness, it is calibration. It signals that your time is already accounted for, that you have a purpose higher than serving them. 2. The graceful no. A clean, simple no without a mountain of excuses is a sign of self-assuredness. Over-explaining signals uncertainty. It turns a boundary into a negotiation. When you stop justifying your decisions, people stop questioning them. 3. The qualification process. A principle known as mate choice copying suggests that a person's value is perceived to be higher when they are already chosen or in demand. While you may be single, you can signal this pre-selection through scarcity. Your unavailability makes you a vetted asset. You will lose the cheap ones, the parasites. But the high-value players, the ones who understand the game, will respect the rope. They will see the barrier and think, there must be something valuable inside if he is protecting it this hard. Phase 3. The tax of silence. Information is power. The more you talk, the less your words are worth. The free man is an open book. He explains everything, broadcasts his every move, and vents his every frustration. He is inflating his own currency and has no leverage, no mystery. To be expensive, you must become a vault. Machiavelli wrote, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience who you really are." Keep the "who you really are" behind the paywall. When you say you are unavailable, "I'm not available at that time" is a complete sentence. You do not need to provide a detailed itinerary. Let them wonder. Let them fill in the blanks with their own fantasies. This isn't deception. It is preserving a part of yourself that is not for public consumption. Your inner world is a private garden, not a public park. Silence creates a vacuum, and in that vacuum, your value rises. People will start to lean in. They will seek your opinion because you give it so rarely. When the quiet man finally speaks, the room goes silent. Be the voice that costs something to hear. Phase 4. The price of emotional stoicism. The most expensive thing you own is your emotional reaction. Low-value people are reactive. They are cheap. You push a button, they explode. They are vending machines. You put in the coin of stimulus, and you get the product of reaction. They have no internal sovereignty. To be expensive is to be non-reactive. It is to possess what the Stoics called apatheia. Not apathy, but a state of being unmoved by external disturbances. When someone tries to provoke you and you meet them with calm detachment, their power evaporates. You subvert the power dynamic. Anger is a confession of weakness. It admits that someone else has the power to disturb your peace. This doesn't mean you become a robot. It means you choose your responses rather than letting your emotions choose for you. You are the thermostat, not the thermometer. You set the temperature. This level of detachment is terrifying to manipulative people. They rely on your emotional debt. Cancel the debt. Become a ghost to their drama. Phase 5. The absence of necessity. The ultimate sign of a luxury good is that it doesn't need you to buy it. Ferrari doesn't care if you buy one. Someone else will. To be expensive, you must cultivate the power of walking away. You must build a life where you do not need any specific person or opportunity to be whole. This is what Machiavelli meant when he said a prince should rely on his own arms, not the arms of others. Build your pillars of autonomy: financial, emotional, and intellectual. When you need nothing from the world's leverage over you dissolves. The free man stays in a bad relationship because he fears being alone. The expensive man leaves because he knows his solitude is worth more than bad company. This willingness to destroy the deal is what makes the deal possible on your terms. It signals to the world, I am not desperate. I am selecting. When you stop needing them, they start needing you. Phase 6, the Machiavellian pivot. There is a rhythm to power. The free man is a flat line, always there. The expensive man is a heartbeat, present, then gone. Robert Greene outlined this in Law 16. Use absence to increase respect and honor. Once you have established your value, you must strategically withdraw. Why? Because human imagination is more powerful than reality. When you are absent, you become an idea. And ideas can be flawless. People begin to fill the silence with their own fantasies. He must be doing something important. You are essentially short-selling your own presence. By reducing the supply, you spike the price. This is not about ghosting. It is about recalibrating the exchange rate. If you have been too available, pull back. Not with anger, with purpose. Get obsessed with your mission. Let your presence become an event. A star that is always in the sky is ignored. A comet that appears once every 100 years is an event. Be the comet. Phase 7. Never split the difference. The free man compromises. He wants a salary of $120,000. The company offers $80,000, and he takes $95,000, thinking he won. The expensive man maintains his standard. To be expensive is to have a zero-tolerance policy for mediocrity. This is my price. This is my boundary. Meet it, or I walk. This isn't arrogance. It's desperation-free confidence. When you draw a hard line, people will test it to see if you are real. If you hold the line, they will bow. If you fold, they will own you. This intolerance applies to your career, your relationships, and your own behavior. You cannot be expensive to others if you are cheap with yourself. Treat yourself like a high-performance machine. When you treat yourself with reverence, the world follows your lead. When you begin to embody these laws, there will be resistance. The people who benefited from your lack of boundaries will protest. They will call you selfish. Their frustration is a sign that your strategy is working. Their departure is not a loss, it is a purification. In their place, a new kind of person will appear, one who respects the price tag. But this comes with a warning. You cannot fake being expensive forever. A locked chest that is rumored to hold treasure will eventually be opened. If it is found empty, fascination turns to disappointment. As you become more scarce, you must use that reclaimed time to become more formidable. Your increased scarcity must be matched by an increase in your actual value. Ultimately, this is not about unavailability. It is about intentionality. It's the shift from being a convenience to being a priority. For too long, you have operated like an all-you-can-eat buffet and wondered why you felt consumed. It is time to close the buffet. You have a choice. You can go back to being free. It is easy. You will be popular, you will be used, and you will be forgotten. Or you can close the store. You can change the price tag. It will be lonely at first, but you will look in the mirror and see a man of value. A man who commands his environment instead of begging for scraps. The world is a marketplace. Stop giving out samples. Make them pay the full price. Because you are the only thing you have. And once you are spent, you cannot be bought back.